Welcome back to part 4 in a 5-part coaching series where we're working with a gold jungler here. Name is type equals AFK. We're going to break down another reviewed game, previously game played, looking for mistakes, what things could have gone differently, what we need to be thinking about during the game. In this one specifically, we're really looking at how dragons affect timers on the map, what our pathing needs to be looking like on gank timers, how can we be beating junglers to ganks, and more. So if you find that very interesting, make sure that you stick around for this video. If that's something you feel like you need to get better at too, feel free to hit me up for some coaching. My name on Discord is ll.ama. If you do not know who I am, my name is Llama, and I'm a master tier jungle and support player with competitive experience in the amateur scene, as well as doing freelance play-by-play and color casting. So if any of that is interesting to you, feel free to reach out. Would love to work with you, and hope you enjoy part 4 in this 5-part jungle coaching series. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
and plus Kale should get the it shouldn't be like a hard push for set, you know, like
Sure.
It should be like about even. So
yeah,
get a
plus he's pretty
defensive
vulnerable
ward.
pre-6.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is different than the last Kale that you were playing into, where like you would have Kale on your team and then you were pathing up. So I definitely like to punish Kale earlier instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plus I don't see a lot of setup in bot lane. Like Mordekaiser's okay, but it's like just one ability they have to dodge. It's not that hard.
And also like it's Cog Tom, so like maybe there's angles pre-6, but like both of you have scaling ADCs, and so
exactly.
like,
Plus Jinx I feel like gets the push normally because like Jinx like to like rocket at the back sometimes.
Yeah.
So why risk it? All right, I'll just speed it up to the leash. They overleashed a little bit. I like kind of wish they stopped here, but it's fine. I just smited it at this point. A little late, but it's fine. I also decided to not go for Krugs.
Okay.
I noticed like Rek'Sai's level 3 is kind of cracked, so I've been wanting to.
So what's your fastest 3 then? Where are you going after this?
After this, I just do my entire top side because I feel like top side like is kind of just an efficient path, and I was watching top lane just to see how the push was.
Sure.
And it just looked kind of ungankable. So at this point, he also got first blood, so we're chilling. So I just thought, fuck it, we just do a full clear.
Yeah, which is
otherwise I would just go straight to blue buff.
Okay, yeah, but you also don't get level 3 from.
Oh, you don't? Okay,
yeah,
I know that.
You need to go Raptors here on top side because you need one of those like medium camps that's not a buff to hit 3.
Gotcha.
The problem with this clear right now is you're still level 2.
Okay,
right, and so you have to take Raptors if you're skipping Krugs.
Gotcha. I did take Raptors though.
Oh, sorry.
What was me?
Skipping. What camp did you skip on the bot side? Whatever camp.
Just Krugs. Just Krugs.
Yeah. If you're skipping Krugs, you have to go Gromp.
Gotcha.
Gromp gives you 3. Because basically you're skipping that large camp.
So you would skip Krugs and Wolves then, and just go.
Yeah. So your fastest 3 is Red, Raptors, Gromp, and then you can hit 3,
Gotcha.
and then at that point you can analyze: are you able to gank at that timer, or if not, then you reverse clear back down. Mm-hmm. So after Gromp, then you would go blue into Wolves, and then you can go blue gank, you can go blue Wolves gank, you can go blue Wolves into bot side, and pick up that camp.
Okay.
But that just makes you a little bit less healthy here on this first gank.
Gotcha. So here I also was watching mid, and it looked like she had the push, but Darius decided to like just randomly Q, which kind of ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the end she like goes to the flash charm. Yeah, she misses it, but I still like try to commit. Sure. Thought about flashing, but I don't think it kills, so I didn't.
I also think
Cassio turns here. She flashes in, so now I'm thinking, okay, fuck it, we flash.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you
get in range.
Yeah, triple E, Q, yep, nice.
And then,
yep. Oh, nice smite too. I think on that gank though, I don't think Cassio's ever going to be warding. Can you just go back a little bit there on that timer?
Yeah, sure.
Instead of ganking through bush, basically play this on the far side of bush instead. Like basically looping behind that bush.
So can you see my mouse or no?
No, I can't.
Here,
because basically you get another like 200 units behind instead with your eat burrow. She's not going to have vision of that unless you like push way too far.
Okay.
And so basically you can just cut her off instead of trying to like go after her, right?
Go
like
direct,
you're almost going behind. And that forces her to either flash early or like walk towards Ahri, and that's going to be a better timer for that. So I unless you know she's going to be warding that, then you need a hug inside because you're going to get spotted here regardless if that ward is there. But I think just going behind gives you another couple hundred units that you can like get behind her on gank instead of trying to burrow for gap close, you can like burrow like behind her, if that makes sense.
Okay, so I would basically burrow where the fire is, more or
Yeah,
less,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
exactly.
go on
Yeah,
her.
on that far
Yeah,
side versus, on the far side of that wall versus on the close side of the wall is kind of the biggest
gotcha,
difference. And maybe that saves a flash or you burn flash immediately or something like that. So
gotcha,
just because
gotcha.
it's
Okay.
pretty immediate play too, right? Like you're not sitting around very long, so you're kind of
Mhm.
just like in position and going. So yeah, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
that ended up working. I think that was a good turn angle, knowing you had damage, getting the triple Q into. Yeah, this is always challenging.
Yeah, I really wish this Ari just kind of backed up after, but it's fine. It worked out in the end.
Yeah, yeah, and that's good also for you to not overcommit with your flash after Charm misses until she recommits flash,
Hmm.
because I've seen that mistake quite a bit too, where like it's like, oh, she missed flash Charm, I'm gonna try to flash for it instead, but then Cassio can just flash defensively, and now you're not gonna get the counter kill. Okay, this
So
is solid.
here, yeah, here I go for this. I see Vi top, so I'm not really worried too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have a good prediction that her camps are probably down, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't really bother
Yeah,
with
her bot
that.
side's not gonna be up to like
Ball looks
420.
super ungankable, but I'm thinking maybe there's an angle here if Mori gets a hook. So I kind of just wait here for a little bit. And eventually I just give up and I just end up going for my what do I do here? I think I end up burrowing through here and then just going for my Crux clear. I should have
Mm-hmm.
passed the other way. Um, that's probably what I should have done, but I'm always a little worried about going through try just in case I'm on vision.
Sure.
They get a kill here. So just clear this, fast forward a little bit.
Okay.
And here I'm just thinking, okay, I finish this and I base because I'm sitting on. I think I have
Yeah.
enough here for call hammer or the whip. I mean,
Yeah, you were also going to get your topside camps are gonna be coming up too. Your path is a little bit wonky. Um, yeah, if you're still trying to play through top, I think this is fine. The thing is, on this reset now, you're basically forced to path away from the jungle
yep.
timer or
Yeah. So
the dragon timer, right?
yeah. So one thing I kept in mind here was that we could like just gank top, right? So this while I was basing here, while I was walking, I saw that set had like a massive wave.
Sure.
So I literally like typed like we can just dive this.
Okay.
KO isn't 6 yet either, so I'm thinking it works. It ends up not working out that well. You'll see in a second here. So I don't see kill yet, so I'm thinking fuck it, we just clear a little bit. Vi's bot, so there's no reverse gank. She felt that flash, never saw it, but it's kind of funny now. Yeah, so here I'm just clearing.
But waves crashing right now, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of like just
Oh,
going right
okay.
after. I
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
should have skipped this. Like I should have skipped it
Yeah.
because she gets 6 off this. That's why I don't do the dive anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Because it has to be right now. Like it has to be as the
Yeah.
wave's coming in. Because also, even if she soaks it, like the point of diving is also to deny the triple wave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that timer was just too late. So yeah, you do have to skip a camp there.
My set did like hella back off as well. There was a timer here where she wasn't 6, but he never went in. Like right here, if I was him, I would have just flash
Yeah,
or not flash. I would
flashy.
like ran
Yeah,
at
but
her.
now it's too late.
But yeah, now it's too late. So I tell him no, not happening. We're just
Yeah,
leaving here.
but now you're a little bit in a corner, right? Like you don't have any camps up.
So I saw the Vi was bought just now, so I know that her top side camps are probably up. So I end up going for this, and I think I also
Can you
do
press
her
O really
raids.
quick just to see her farm?
Yeah.
She's 37 was what she last showed on, or is that
She
what
last showed on
on
bot. Yeah.
Okay, because a first full clear is gonna be 28, and then another 2 camps is gonna be 36. So that's how you know that. I mean, that's another way if you're counting that you know.
Here I
that
thought
those 2
about the
camps are up.
dive angle.
I mean,
It's
she
really
doesn't have
hard
flash
though.
yet
She's
'cause it's on
6.
your timer.
Yeah. Exactly, but it doesn't work. So
But if you're not, yeah, again, if you're not 6 now, there's not going to be anything. And now you're also on the wrong quadrant of the map with your bot side sequence.
yeah, so now I kind of have to. I'm like kind of forced to gank top then.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
nothing
There's
else
kind
to
of been
do.
a lot of, I think, wasted time, kind of looking for something. This is fine because this is a good lane state for ganking. Nice to not over burrow. It's just hard because you're not 6 yet.
I end up just backing off because she's going on
Yep.
me, and Set ends up getting the kill because of it. So that works. Pretty good for us.
Yeah, but you're still top in 5 and your bot side's all up and dragon's up. So you're going to lose dragon for this.
They actually don't end up doing it for some
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, okay, so they definitely should be, but
Yeah, they definitely should be, right?
right because they just saw you top side. They know you're not level 6 yet.
Mhm.
You've also lost your CS advantage, even though you got a kill. Like I think you were up CS on your sequence,
Yeah, I think
um,
it's slightly.
and now it's been cleared up. And also, like you now have your whole bot quadrant's been sitting up for a while.
Yeah,
But
so here I'm thinking, okay, we just clear top to bot, or I mean bot to top,
Yep,
and
yep.
maybe do Herald right after.
Yeah, but it's again
So I
Harold's
see
up right
Vi
now. Like
here.
if okay, yeah, if you had better sequence timing, you're also down level here. This fight's
She is
actually pretty
six.
hard.
She is
Yeah,
6, but my ADs here
yeah.
end up getting the kill, I think. Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay,
flash
nice
on her.
flash on
She's
Burrow.
dead.
Okay,
Okay, and then I
so
just
can you just
go to
pause for a
clear.
sec? I'd like to go
Yeah,
back
sure.
to that last right before when you're out of base on that timer.
Sure.
That was a little bit ago. Just to like look at pathing there, right when you were looking top and you saw there's a way of getting built and stuff.
Oh, like further back?
Yeah, yeah, right as you're leaving out there, just to kind of think through um, what I would be kind of thinking about. Yeah, so right before. Okay, so you're out of base here at this timer. So
Mhm.
here I'm just thinking. Yeah, so a couple of things that I'm thinking about here. I think you're right in this top lane play right on this crashing wave.
Mhm.
At 507, so you've taken your second sequence bot side, right? You've taken this camp. You just reset. Let me make this a little bit thicker. And so I think that your thinking around topside is correct here. The challenges, like your timers for topside, are on Herald spawn, which is 8 minutes. That's when you want to be top. If you're going to try to take on spawn. Or if you can contest, I mean, I think because you see Vi here as well, her topside's not up as well. I think she's showing on 32. I think what you can do is either take one camp and gank top, depending on the timer, right? So you take one here.
Okay.
And then from this point, you can then loop down, take this camp, and then either go back top, right? If there's a regain timer, or at that point when you're here, and now you have a sequence into your bot side.
I see. Okay.
And so this gives you a potential drag timer. You know, right now we're at 507, so this is probably like a maybe 610 timer to get onto the dragon, depending on bot lane wave state. Because what ends up happening, I think, here is you take one camp, two camp. This timer's a little slow, so then you kind of look here. You deny this camp, you're able to come back top. But like now, all three of these camps are up. There's a massive
Yeah.
timer where you're not in this entire quadrant. So there's kind of a lot of, for one extra camp, you're not getting much. And your second red timer is going to be up 5 minutes after you take first. And so, because you started there at 155, it's going to be up at 710. So that's really an important timer. Plus, with that sequence, 7-10 red gives you second blue around 740, which gives you that 8-minute top timer for Herald that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, because of some of this indecisiveness and is there going to be a timer or not? You're not level 6 yet. You're coming out of base on parity, but I think because of even your first sequence where this camp's up but this one isn't yet, it becomes a little bit wonky. And so if you just play it from a macro standpoint, can you just kind of just zoom out and just 8 times just to see your pathing? Because I just want to see how. Yeah, you can just Control Shift Z and just zoom out, just kind of see the map and just go through these next 2 minutes really quickly, just to see.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. And then let's just speed it up a bunch. And you can just follow your guy still, but just kind of see this pathing. So this is a good clear. Yes, I think this does work because the wave's not quite crashed. Okay, there's not a timer. You're at 610 right now. You don't have any camps up, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep going. Okay,
Here I'm
maybe
thinking
something.
about driving. Yeah. Here I should have just went immediately to bot, honestly.
I mean, that works. Now reset, okay, 750. You do get a kill, right? So that is 300 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you chase her off. And then get that kill.
Then...
So that does accelerate you here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you can bring it back to where we were, Control Shift Z will bring you back in.
One sec.
Okay. So yeah, maybe something here, but again,
And
they're able to chasing class
right
first. Ari's stuck on wave. You have camps up. You also lost your red, right? Oh no, you already have your red. Okay.
No. Yeah, we're good on red.
Okay. So and now next time you're taking a camp is 828, and now you've 5 camps up right now. So I think by what we just broke down, if you're able to take that path, reset earlier for bot side, get onto your red on second spawn, and then path up, you're an extra sequence up at this point. Granted, you might not have 2 kills, right? Or at least a kill and an assist. So there is a drawback to that. And granted, I think this play worked out fine. But I think the general idea of starting bot side is that after your second rotation, you're able to path up to be on the 8-minute Herald timer.
I see. Okay.
So
I got
that's just something to be thinking about in terms of your starting your second sequence on time, especially like second buff sequence, which is 720 and like 750 depending on your clear.
you. Mhm.
So that's something to be
Okay, that
considered.
makes
But
sense.
okay.
Uh, yeah, I think honestly, like, so another like two big things. Like, I think the top dive was correct. We just didn't commit fast enough to it. I think
Hmm.
definitely one camp into it is like the play.
Yep.
And yeah, definitely Krugs makes a lot more sense because I'm always thinking like it's like a little more reactively, I guess. Like I saw Wolves up, but I didn't really realize my Romp was like going to be up as well very soon. I probably
Yeah.
should have.
Yeah. True.
So
Yeah. And
yeah, I
also
think
why it was up slower was because you went that last in that
right.
sequence, right? Because
That
you
makes
went
sense.
Wolves Blue Grump, and that's typically never what you're doing. Um, and so yeah, typically if you pass correctly here, your second sequence is going to be Grump first.
Right.
Right. And so that's an easy camp to take. And then again, you can assess, do I dive top now? Do I have time for wolves? Right. Or
Yep.
like,
Plus the
so
pathing is also shorter too, right? Because
yes,
there's usually a
exactly. Because
plant
you're already closer.
here.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we can just get here. She's 5 guaranteed. There's a big ass crashing wave. My set
Yeah. And,
6.
and you
Probably work it
definitely
out.
have that timer on it too. I think you had Ignite for it. Yeah. So,
Right.
yep. So the timer can just be a little bit faster for sure.
Mhm.
And then if you get the kill the first time, then you can
And I
just
should have
like,
just gone immediately, like just to bot
yeah, yeah,
pathing, right?
just sequence back down.
Like,
Yeah. I think you
yeah,
take
just fuck
wolves
the
or you just
camp.
reset from top and then you just can get to your bot side timer by
Yeah,
7.
exactly. Because if Wolves is up and my entire bot side is up, that's like a very easy, simple path.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
we're here in this area. Maybe you look for a gank, look for dragon if we have
Yeah.
pressure or prio.
Yeah, but that's around that timer that I think kind of decided your early game pathing, and I think you just lost some efficiency in it.
Mhm.
At least in terms of the pathing wise, I think ultimately the result is still okay because you got the kill and assist, right? You supported the lane you needed to. Set was able to get an advantage from it, but
The other thing is like I think that like even if there's like no setup in bot or mid,
mhm.
like just basing on like after I clear my bot side, I think if I base right here, I'm really strong for the Herald, and it'll be around like 7:30 at
Sure.
that point.
Yeah,
So
and it
I
spawns at
get the
8, and
Herald
so
on
as long
time.
if you're up close to that timer, that's really good.
Yeah, exactly. And I would have had like the same buy I have right now,
Hmm.
but I would have had my entire bot side cleared, and I would have just gone to Herald
Yeah,
very strong. Like Vi
absolutely,
is like a lot weaker.
100%. Yeah.
That makes
Okay.
sense. And plus, I would have been 6, which is like I think that Rek'Sai 6 is kind of cracked.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it
Early.
also opens dive angles really easily too, because you can take
Exactly.
aggro
Yeah.
and then drop it easily.
It
And
also like I think it's literally better than 2v2. Like at 2v2, I think it's like one of the best
oh,
ults
100%.
because yeah,
Because
like
you can
all
just
the
dive
damage you
in
do
and
on
just
you is
like
irrelevant.
take all the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Although I will say, in retrospect, I probably just shouldn't have picked Rek'Sai in this game. It's like actually just unplayable in standard
Yeah,
comp.
it's pretty hard,
But
right? Because then it's like, okay, there's gonna be a TK. Like I don't know where you picked in the
yeah,
sequence, but like, yeah, the TK, KL, Casio, like you named, like it's so hard to play this.
it's very difficult. Yeah, I literally realized at level 1, I was like, okay, this game is like already over. But
Hmm.
um, here I don't know why I did that. I'll
Oh
be
no, I
honest.
think I think maybe Vi took your red first,
That is what it was.
and then
That
you
is
killed
what it
Vi, so that's why you
was.
picked up the buff.
Yeah.
And that's because you're a minute 20 late on that timer
Yep.
from spawn.
Makes sense.
So now you have full top side. Yep, we have to clear that now.
Yeah, I think Kale gets a reset here as well, or maybe they
This
like
is
trade or
also a
something.
wave. If you're like F keying, if you're looking, this is a
Mhm.
wave Kale is trying to crash and reset from. So
Right.
potentially you skip all of these camps and you just try to get a regain timer like as you're pathing up.
Okay.
And,
I think my mentality here was just clear. I wasn't really looking top. I probably should have been.
sure.
Yeah, this was a massive wave.
And
This is
granted,
a
it
little
is
hard
such a
to predict
massive wave
into.
that it's can be harder for set to fight in. But as that wave's coming in, and as you're walking toward the top side, like as you're walking to your wolves, you can be like, "Oh, this wave's coming in. Kale's gonna try to crash this. Let me just run top right now."
Right.
And the worst case scenario is then you take your bot side after that. But this is a very hard way for set to fight in as well.
hmm
So
I think what we end up doing here is once Kale resets, I just do Herald. I
yeah, oh,
think.
absolutely. That's also a very good timer.
So yeah, clear this. I'll just fast forward a little bit. It's just standard
Okay, so
clear.
she is griefing too. She's trying to take a plate. She's trying to harass under tower on that wave.
Yeah, she's definitely griefing.
which
It's just a
which like
reset
she's not
timer.
allowed to do. She has to take a immediate recall
Oh yeah,
because
that's what it was.
now the
Yeah,
waves
yeah.
yeah because now the waves
So
super
now, yeah, exactly. So now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this is gankable. This is for sure
yeah 100.
gankable.
Percent But now she's also can we try to back off here? But I think it's still an angle.
So
Like
here,
blast comes first.
So I didn't have sweeper up exactly at this
Sure.
point. I was trying to sweep it early and then like go for the bounce, but it ends up working out anyways.
This is also the worst position she's been in the last 10 or in terms of like worst gank position, right?
Right.
So if you go back like 15 seconds, 30 seconds,
Mhm.
that window after your wolves as the wave's thinning, she's literally sitting at tower, right?
Yeah.
This is a
Yep.
so much easier position for you to gank from than after the wave dies and it's back in reset location.
Right. Okay.
Because she's able to run out. Also, I don't know where Vi is right now. You know, you just killed her bot side. Her second, I don't know what she did on her second sequence, but she probably took her blue. She's probably top side as well. And we see her in just a minute. But
Mhm.
I think because you know Vi is the same mentality you do. She's like, oh, I have to take my top side because my top side's up again. So if you say I'm going to skip camps to prioritize getting on the map on a better timer, then you're going to be first to the play. But because you both went for your sequence afterwards, you're both top at similar timings,
Gotcha.
right? So if you're trying to beat the timer, you have to skip camps.
Mhm.
And
That
this
makes
is the
sense.
timer that I think is most ideal right now because she greeted to crash. But because you came top after blue, and again, even if there's a ward right now in this bush, it doesn't matter. You can still just jump over, immediately go for it. If you're spotted as you're jumping in, cool, right? But like,
Mhm.
you can still force the play even if you don't have the sweeper up. I think you just say, this right now, this frame is where you want to be trying to get onto Kale. Because if you're in that bush right now
Gotcha.
and you can burrow, like, she's in a bad position.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think also like I think it was like around here where I was thinking like Vi might come, but then I realized like I remembered like she didn't have R from the bot play.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought like we just hard win here, right? Surely.
Sure.
I had no idea if Kale had R or not. This was like just
Yeah, it's a
good
little
luck
hard though
that she didn't.
because Set's half health, but at least he has W, hopefully.
Yeah, it is a set though. I feel like with set, this is like comfort zone for him.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is just a harder state right now.
Yeah.
Because you just can W, and now it's like, okay, you saw that, you know, Vi's gonna be here now.
Okay.
And now it's
I
like,
kind of fucked up there. Yeah, that's my bad. I think I end up like clapping cheeks anyways.
oh,
Yeah, so I end up killing her. I definitely misplayed. I should have realized she was like gonna kite up.
sure. Yeah, but
Uh,
honestly, I think the biggest
wouldn't have
misplay is just your timing
mattered.
window.
Yeah. Also,
Because
my set used absolute zero abilities too, so there's also that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this ends up being a bit of a disaster. Unlike he ends up like
Yeah.
typing saying like he fucked up, he didn't use any abilities,
But
and
also,
it's
yeah,
all
now it's gonna be a
good.
plate as well, and yeah, now this top lane's very hard.
Yeah, it's like
And I think just the biggest takeaway from just thinking about the macro here is if you first of all, like, you have to notice timers, right? You have to know when it's going to be a good timer or not. And if you notice better timers, you also have to think about where their jungler is, and then if you're trying to play for the timer, you need to know, can Vi match this right now? Vi still okay, because you killed her. Okay, never mind. I thought we were further back. You need to know, like, I can skip camps to make this play happen on this timer.
right. So
And
maybe just do wolves to top then.
either wolves to top, blue to top, directly to top if the timer's there. I know it's going to be a big wave on that timer, but Vi's not going to be there on that timer because right now, if you press V, she's probably on her like wolves or raptors. But is she just hovering? What is she doing during the time? Is she actually?
No. So
this is that timer.
So I've already cleared blue at this
Okay,
point.
okay.
So if I had skipped blue, she would be on a red at this point.
Where
so
is she
let's
at
go
wolves?
back a little more.
Yeah. Where is
So,
she? Like,
yeah,
when
so
you're
she's
starting wolves,
literally
she starts
matching me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
she's literally matching.
and you should have been able to infer that because you killed her, you took one camp, and then she's gonna go topside.
Right.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you could skip all your camps, and if you just sprint top right now on this timer, it's going to be a 2v1 for sure, and your set's going to be full health. Right? So I think there's a timer here if you want to skip all your camps to be for sure your first. Maybe you just take blue. Maybe just wolves on top. But I think you have to be constantly looking at your next wave state on when is going to be the gankable timer.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah, but ultimately,
that ends up
I mean, there's some
being-
micro misplay in it, but like whatever.
yeah, micro misplays. It's just over time. I think once I get more comfortable with the champion, understand what.
Yeah, I think
the-
already this is unbreakable. Like, this is just so hard. Yeah, because you're double melee and she had enough space. It's still nice you were able to pick up one for it, but yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
now out of base, you still have one camp topside. 'cause
So
you get
out
first.
of base, I actually go for a bit of a odd. Okay, here's my mentality. Right at this point,
Mhm.
I thought, okay, So I have nothing up in bot, right?
It's coming up soon.
Dragon feels, yeah, it is coming up soon, but at this very moment, right?
Mhm.
Drag feels really, really hard to kill because my bot lane is
Mhm.
really behind at this point.
Mhm.
And I say, fuck it. Like, this kill is 100% going to reset.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So I just rush straight to Herald.
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
I do.
No,
I don't
and
even
I think another reason why that's also correct is because Vi was just topside as well, and so she's dead, and so I would
Exactly.
be
But
guessing
she's very
her to be
smart. She does the
pathing
same
towards
thing.
bot.
She actually does the same thing. I think she
Okay.
had the same mentality as me, but
Yeah.
it ends up working out. So I'll fast forward a little bit here.
Yeah, and you and Set are on the same timers out, right? And yeah, as you said, because Kale 100% needs to reset, there is that. So yeah, Vi went back for her last camp as well.
Yeah. Exactly. So we end up doing this. For some reason, Set comes. I just kind of wish you just push this out, but it's fine.
Yeah, I think he just wants to catch one.
Yeah, Vi ends up showing top, so we know we're chilling here. So
Interesting.
I just quickly do this.
So now you should also know that Vi's bot side is up
Yeah.
because she showed top and like, okay, there's no way that she cleared her bot camps and came up here. Okay.
Oh yeah. Also here, I did the most greedy play of my life, but I think it's fine. I just dropped Herald because I figured by the time I do Dragon and get to a lane, it might be past 14. Yeah. So I just said, fuck it, fuck my lane. I just do Dragon.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think you just communicate that and you just ping for support and you just play for tower instead of dragon because I don't think Cassio can walk in the lane. You guys chased her, which is what Cassio wants, but like if as a team you just forced out their bot lane, you killed the TK. Like you just say, hey, let's drop Herald and take Herald, right? Like and take this tower. Because if you can break that tower too, that also gives a timer, even if you can't get dragon, but that gives the timer for Jinx to rotate to mid because that tower's already gone. Yeah, she's pretty behind, but I don't understand the PD rush, but I do think you can just say, play for the greedy play. Let's drop Herald. Let's try to take this tower before 14.
Right.
And then you just say, we don't need the dragon right now.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just fact that is. I think like both plays are like okay. Your play is like, in my opinion, better because it just creates a lot of tempo.
Yeah, it's more of a team play too.
Right. And also, who cares about Cloud? I like Cloud Dragon early. Cloud Dragon is like my least favorite soul, my favorite like dragon to just get by itself. It's quite nice.
Yeah, and Mort also died for no reason because was trying to chase Cassio. But yeah, I do think a dragon is valuable here. But I mean, it's also been up for 8. It's been up for 8 minutes now, and no one's touched it.
Yeah,
so
Soul is never gonna happen this game. Well, it might happen, but it's like very hard. And let's be honest, if Soul does happen and we're that late into the game, it's already over at that point.
The first dragon gets lower prio the further in game you get because if you took your first dragon at 5 minutes. This could be your second easily, if not almost your third in a couple minutes. And it's like now it is way more priority to try to play for it. But the longer the game goes on without a dragon being taken, the lower value it becomes.
Yeah, I think like in the grand scheme of things, if I want this game to be over before 20 minutes, because it kind of has to be over before 20 minutes, I have to be getting Dragon at 5.
That, or you just need to play tempo on map without objective, right? Like you should be playing for Herald timers on spawn at 8 minutes and then giving up dragon, which you kind of did, right? But at this point, it's pretty low value to pick up a 13-minute first drag when, as you said, like you need the tempo, but it's like you haven't cracked a single tower yet. Like, so I think even with that, in mind, I definitely think tempo on the map is more valuable. 3 members are dead and you're using their death timer to take a cloud. And so like I don't know if that's as valuable as like shoving for tower.
I mean, it's just a more efficient play. I understand that.
Yeah, but I mean it still works, right? I think this dragon is fine. Like you've already got everything else you can.
Yeah, plus I made fucking bank. That's 3 plates for me, and I also got a 600 gold shutdown. I think at this point, how do you check gold again? Was
X.
Oh, sorry, 1 second. That sound was gonna tilt me. Yeah, I think I'm sitting on like 2.3k just off that play. Like it was.
Yep. So this is definitely a drag reset angle. What? Press N for timers for Herald.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, 4 minutes still.
I do end up doing my bot side here because I want to like be pathing top. So I end up greeting a little bit. Plus, I think it gives me item as well.
I get that. I think the biggest thing you should have to be aware of that Vi's back on map now, right? Like Vi is. She's dead. She's alive now.
I remember what it was here, by the way. I almost had enough for Edge of Night after these 2 camps, so I ended up also doing Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, and this is fine to greet your timer right now, even though you just took that fight. The other thing to be thinking about is when is your team out of base, right? Mordekaiser's out of base right now. Jinx is out of base right now as well because they died. And you're going to be pretty desynced now for a while because you still need a gank. or you still need a back before you can gank again now.
Yeah.
I don't know when Mordekaiser's AFK in base, but he was waiting for rallies, I guess.
Oh no, he was typing at this
Okay,
point.
gotcha. And I guess he had a rallies by, but yeah, that's the biggest challenge is just like there's this big window now when your team is reset, you haven't, and so your timer's a little desynced. But because of Set's back timer, you're actually going to be synced up with him, so it's actually okay. But now just press B right now.
So here I'm 100 gold off, so I say kind of have to do wolves here. Unfortunately, I did think about waiting for raids, but I think I get the wolves before it spawns. Yeah, I do. So
man, yeah, I mean, so
it's not great, but it's like
if you're that far off, you were Scuttle, you were red, you were golems, and you still don't have it. Like take the reset right after dragon. Like you're 600 gold off. You're not 100 gold off after the like.
No. I said after these two camps, I was 100 gold off.
Yeah, but yeah, I think if you're that far off, you just reset right after dragon for tempo.
Yeah,
like that's
a way. Crab is also incorrect, or no?
Yeah, no. I mean, crab is gold. Again, it's for item. Like the vision's doing you nothing, but like if you have the gold and there's nothing there, yeah. But like, I probably just press. Yeah, I probably take Scuttle still, but I probably press B right after that. And then I just sequence because I'm gonna have a faster sequence with
that makes sense
with tier 2s and Iserated.
I looked at it a little bit as like 2 bases is also going to be like a bit more time investment where I could just do 1 base and get a big item.
But there's nothing for 3 minutes. Like the next time you have to be on the map is for next Herald.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're on a timer. It's not like you're like, oh, I have to be really strong when I'm out of base next.
That makes sense. It's just a more efficient way if you just like base first, clear, and then base again.
Yeah, because 14:20. When did Dragon go down?
13, roughly.
13. Like 13 so like in a minute 20 after a reset, you're already taking your top side, and now you're top right now with a buy timer right now.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be way better right now. Like if you're out of base with Set with your buy, like you're on the scale right now, and I think that's just gonna be more successful than really delaying all of this timer because right now you're not a jungler, right? Like you're not even a champion on your team. Like
and then now we do the standard.
This is like literally what we talked about the first time.
I know. But
over clear.
I press P. I see that I almost have item, and my brain shuts off, and I'm like,
yeah, gotta farm for it. Yeah, but you're just not a champion. Since 13 minutes, you're not a champ. Like you're an early game champ that needs to end the game at 20 minutes. Like you identified. And you've literally not been able to exist for 2 minutes. Like you can't influence any lanes, you can't hold waves, you can't play for ganks. Like all you are is a farming bot until you get a reset off, and that's just a lot of time where you're not able to do anything at the point of the game that you need to be the one doing things.
Yeah, because I'm the strongest person here,
Absolutely.
And this is like hard spike for me right here.
Yeah,
so
and
2 items.
They got a tower for free, right at that timer, and I think probably what's going to happen. You can kind of go through this now, but I think the next objective I'm seeing there on the timer is going to be
Herald.
One of your towers, right? A tower that you guys get, and that's probably going to be after you reset and get back on the map.
Yeah. So I end up doing this, basing. The gold's also really awkward here because I'm sitting on like an extra 300 gold roughly.
Sure.
Which does nothing. I think maybe I buy longsword. No, I don't buy longsword. I just say fuck it. Well, I need tier 3 boots ASAP. Here I kind of just looked at the lane state and bot. Figured it's never ganked, so I think we just do raids here, and then I just try to look for info on Vi.
Yeah, you're trying to crack towers right now too. Like you're really trying to play for macro.
Yeah, I did hoverbot, thinking maybe they agreed because this wave was crashing.
Sure. I mean, but you also counter push it. Okay.
I see this as well. I'm thinking nope, not gankable, unlucky. So see Vi, and yeah, here I'm thinking of just cutting her off because she's 100% going to be pathing through here.
Yeah, and you're also 2 items, like you're up a lot. Yep.
Yeah, so I see Vi right there, and so we're just going to go straight for it. Yep.
And notice again, if you just look at your timeline, nothing happened from that dragon, primarily because you greeted on getting an item.
Yeah.
Like that is why nothing could happen on the map from dragon until 16 minutes. Like for 3 minutes, you were not able to do anything. And again, if you have to end a game before 20 minutes, that's like, so much of your lane, like of that game. 3 minutes in a 25-minute game, like that's significant. And
Mhm.
once you're back on the map, as you said, like you can start playing aggressively, you start going for things, and you can do that even if you don't have completed, Edge of Night. Like it's not like Edge of Night was the difference maker in damage here, but it's
Yeah,
because you were reset with a buy on the map that you were able to make something happen. But you delayed that so much because of how much time you took to try to farm.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Um,
Good.
that ends
Yep.
up
Yeah,
working
exactly. And
out.
once you're on the map and you have this timer now, you get try or you get the objective as well. Kale can't do anything. Like again, you're back on the map and all of a sudden you're freaking strong and you guys are destroying it. But like
Yeah.
this had to happen at 14:10, not 16:10.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I definitely got to be a little bit more conscious about just like how I think it's overvalue items a lot of times, honestly.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's valid that
That's
that's
okay.
what happens. But
To be fair, that's like the most mid laner thing
sure.
about
Oh,
me, though.
absolutely. When you're like, oh, I need three
That
items. I
is,
need three items.
yeah. Like mid, dude. I will die if it
Yeah.
means I have a better base.
Absolutely. Okay, 35 on Herald timer again.
Yeah,
I'm
here I
probably
have
just
nothing
taking a
up. Yeah,
reset to
exactly.
be there for
Oh,
Herald.
reset? I was just thinking maybe I deny here and just go straight for Herald right after. So I set up
Well,
this
yeah, you
tunnel so
can,
I
but
could
like you're probably 1100 gold again, right?
yeah, I'm probably even more actually. I think
X.
I'm gonna shut down there. It was X, yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing on the map, dude? Because now you're not gonna
Yeah,
apply for Herald
yeah.
timer. It's like,
No, you're right.
yeah, you just press B and now you have another 2k gold spend for this objective.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, again, one camp's not going to do anything here, and I think if you just take those 3 kills mid, reset, then you move out to Herald, and then like you're going to be so much stronger for that fight. Okay, now you're resetting. Now you're not going to be on Herald timer.
Yeah.
And you've already identified that like your win condition is ending this game early. The best way to end games early is taking towers early.
Herald.
The best way to do that is by taking Heralds.
Yep.
So okay, that's fine that you're running back up. We can speed this up a little
Okay,
bit because now mid game gets a
But
little.
hold on, you gotta give me this though. I feel like the old me would have literally just taken this back, done this, and then come back to Herald.
Yeah, probably. That's true. At least you
Like
identified.
actively here, I was thinking I got a base ASAP for this Herald.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
It
definitely
was
just
identified
should've-
late. Yeah, the time to
It was
identify that
identified
is
late.
once you get
Yeah.
the 3 kills mid.
Yep.
That's the time to
Yeah,
identify.
I should have just immediately pressed B. I'm also getting a little more used to like how long it takes to get to places.
Sure.
Like you gotta keep like one of the things is like mid. I feel like it's the shortest lane, right? It's literally like this span right here.
Mhm.
This is like a 20-second walk, right? If you're dying, it's like 15.
Mhm.
So to me, it's like, oh yeah, I can get here no problem. 15
Yeah,
seconds.
15
Yeah, we're
seconds,
basically
great.
here on spawn.
Yeah. But then say you have to look at lane states and it looks
Yeah.
like you identified that you're like, oh, Kale's going in. Like,
Yeah, here I
but
thought
now it's
there
like
was gonna be a
there's
fight.
it's Ari with I don't know. Again, like
Kale had Noir though, so
Yeah,
oh no, Kale did
Herald's-
have all right.
but Herald's taking
I
priority.
went back on Herald right after, but
Okay, shove
the
the wave.
main
crash
reason
the
I did
wave,
that.
Crash
Oh
the
no,
wave.
I don't think I crashed the wave.
You
I'll
definitely
give
should,
it back.
but that's fine. I mean,
Uh,
because
yeah.
and the reason why is because the tower's still up, and the next wave's not going to get there in time, so you can just deny
Right.
this. And plus, it's another 150 gold. 3 minions with a cannon, like that's 90 and 36. So what, 128? Okay, 4 bot. This is free. Dragon timer's 25. Again, if you took Herald on spawn, you're on Dragon spawn.
Yeah. Also, if I just didn't go for this, I also would have. Actually, no, I have to base here after it anyways.
Yeah,
In theory, I
but yeah,
would've.
because now that you have the kill too. But it's just like, yeah, just sped up just a little bit. And again, if you started a 5-minute dragon in this timer, like you're almost towards soul. Like this could be easily third drag,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
such a win con because you are incredibly strong right now. But what's happening is now this is just like you're not able to be
We've,
there
like,
on spawn.
Yeah. We also have no setup as well.
Well, yeah, it's
which
because they had
isn't
4
ideal.
bot. It's because they had 4
Yeah,
bot.
exactly.
Because like Set was trying to hold that, and you had an Ari topside with no TP, and like they were just able to overload on it, and like there's no play here ever. So again, you have a Herald. You have a Herald. Here, go back to when you took Herald.
Shush.
I think after you take Herald, you saw 4 bot. You just take this here. Take the Herald, just run top and take inner. Like
Yeah.
you can drop Herald 1 crash easy, and then they're going to be going dragon because it spawns in 15 seconds. Like you should know that they're maybe sending 1 top, but they're not going to send 3 people top right now. You just took a herald, like just burrow top and drop herald, and like you need to be accelerating the game, not trying to like take fights around like inconsequential stuff.
Okay.
So I think you just take herald. You say, hey, I'm not going to get a dragon on time. We don't have any setup. My bot laner just died, or it was top lane there, right? Like I have 3 people dead. Like we just killed their top laner. Like I just need to drop herald and play through top.
Yeah.
Because
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, you're trying to get mid prio for the dragon, but like you don't have no setup, you don't have any vision. It's like you can't play down there, and so if you can't play down there, you're very strong. Just take Herald, drop top, and have someone come to contest you. I think
Yeah,
it's gonna
and
be
like
much more successful. Macro.
Kale's gonna be up soon, so even if she comes, just dive her. Like
Absolutely,
she just no R. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is so free for you. Like you're 7-1, yeah. So I think that's definitely way better here as macro.
So
Yeah, because you like looped around, you got a mid lane crashed in, but like there's never gonna be a play here. And so, like,
yeah,
if you just go back to your character and just
they
like speed
guarantee
it up, you're
get
probably not
dragon.
gonna be doing much. Yeah, it's like it's 6K
Yeah.
still.
So, yep.
Okay, this isn't a play, but again, your team still tries to force it. No one is here. This is losing. You don't really want to be taking a 5v5.
Yeah. Yeah, here I'm basically saying like telling my team to like leave, but my Mordekaiser just sets it.
Yeah,
sends
yeah,
it.
but again, why would they leave when everyone's down here? It's like if you're topside, you just ping that, hey, we're not taking this dragon.
Mhm.
And then like you can just like, yeah, this is terrible. Like Jinx is in base right now. And you're the strongest member and you're not dictating the pace because you're just like falling into the like this mindset of like objective is up, we must fight, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're not going to be winning it and you're the strongest member and like you're like you just can't be taking that. So I think honestly that's kind of the end of the game. For your
Game
champ.
pretty much ends after this. At
Yeah,
this
and
point,
as you said,
we're
you can't
just-
play into their champs, so don't play around their champs.
Okay.
Right? Because yeah, at that point you just say, all right, I'm really strong, but I can't play. As you just saw, you can't play into Kale, Tom Kench, Cassio Vi.
Yeah, yeah. At this point in the game, like everyone's behind except for me, and now I'm a useless champion.
Yep.
instead of
And so you say, guys, give up the dragon, farm your waves, try to hold it tower. I'm splitting top. Like,
yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. At this point, we just at this point I'm like mentally checked out of the game because it's
Yep.
like guaranteed over. We're trying to FF, but we're being held hostage. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and the way
yeah,
to win
it's
this
gonna go
game
at this
is
point.
like just trying to, I guess. I mean, you're not going to win the scaling, so like you have to just try to push waves and like play
Yeah.
avoidance, and like you never group with your team, and you just try to like rogue the back line and like
Early objectives and just accelerate the game as
yes,
much as
absolutely.
possible.
And
Yeah.
you did do that because you weren't on timers on time, and like
Yeah.
you weren't able to get early dragon until 13 minutes. You're not using Herald to actually take towers. You used one for gold, but like you weren't able to call your team to it to break that tower, so it's still up. And now like you have both Heralds, but you have one tower toll.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, this isn't going to be a game state for success.
Yeah, so the game's pretty much over at this point.
Totally.
Yeah, this game was very, very poorly played for sure. I definitely can learn a lot from this game though.
For sure.